What am I supposed to do, guys? I wasn't supposed to be on here today. Couldn't figure it out. I couldn't relax. Just couldn't relax. Couldn't relax. This is what they gave me to relax. Smooth. So it goes 24 hours a day, so it's always in your system, so your mind never has free time. What do? I smoke a nice little joint. Takes me out nice and even. Can do a video now. I couldn't do a video before. Oh, wait a second. I just did a video for 40 minutes and it didn't upload. Disaster. I have to get myself a camera and do this right. I'm wasting your time now, but I must have done 50 to 60 20-minute videos and some in the hours that defunct on me. So now where do I start? That when I went into the hospital for the first time on May 5th of 2005, 555, the egg passage. What day was that? Well, it was the 126th day of the year. How do I know that? Because the Illuminati's 121st day of the year is on May 1st. So I had 4 more days, okay, from 121 is 125. Spirit of Jack, 2 and 5. The reindeer on the Canadian quarter. Les panaches, if you want to call them that way. Les cornes, whichever way you want to call them. Now, I did a beautiful video before. It was nonstop, go, go, go. And I'm a little upset, and I'm sort of a little nervous that I won't be able to put out the same quality as I did before. Never thought I would say that, eh? Quality. Have any of my videos been of any quality? It's all up to you. That's one question. Come on, guys, you got a little thing, you know. I only get 40 views, so somebody's got to give me a comment. Say, yeah, it's got a little quality. You can boost it up. Or you can say, stuff's no good. Stuff doesn't mean anything. Now, I don't even know where I was going with this. I do know that I keep telling everybody, okay, and the reason I mentioned 2005 is because 7 years is coming up on the 555. When it comes 7 years and 7 months, okay, 7 years, 7 months, 16 days. Perfect. 77, 1 and 6. This is the only 2 dice that can produce the position of these dots this way. There is no other dice that can do that. That's your 77. Your 16, oh, well, there's your 1 and there's your 6. That's how you created it all. What day is that? Oh, maybe I'll take a guess. December 21st, 2012. All my numbers from day 1 when I got out of the hospital. On June 6th of 2006, I got a speeding ticket. On July 7th of 2007, it was the only day that was a Saturday, okay, that was the 7th day of the week, in the 7th month of the 7th year of 0007. That has never happened. It's never happened. 0007. You see, you can have 1007. You can have 0007. And then the other time before that, if you're looking at the Hebrew calendar, you had 0007. Why do we need 7? What's so important about 7? I'll probably lose what I was talking about, but that's okay. What's so crazy about 7? It's the most you can have at any one time. It's the 7th gate. Okay. It is the first part of creation. Once you have the set creation with 3, you no longer need 3. So you work on 1, 2, and 4. 4, 2, and 1 is 7. Now I can make that up? No. Why? Because what happens is on this dice, when you flip it around, it's this dice. 2 of the corners get doubled. Okay, on this dice to this dice. 2 of the corners get doubled and 1 here. Now, which corners would you double? Well, you need the 10, 10 automatically. From this corner down to the bottom corner is 1, 9, and this is 7, and this is 3. But if I flip this die upside down, and you don't have any numbers on it, well, you have to start again. This one's 1, and this one's 3. They're always 1 and 3. It never gets to 7. It's 1, 2, 3, 1. It's the way it is. But when you're counting, okay, and they put together a telephone pad for this, wow! You know, the telephone pad can do something that this dice cannot do without turning. See the number 6? There's 3 in the center not used, okay? There's only 1 in the center. There's 1 in the center. No in the center. No in the center. So all we have is 1 and it goes in the middle here. 7. We're okay? We're okay with that? Now, where do we get the 6? The 6, first we're going to show you how you get the 2. First you have the 2 like this, okay? Then you put the 2 like this. When you put them on top of each other, right? When you put them on top of each other, it looks like that. Now, if you want to have the 6 world, right? But you need life in that world. Now, there's no dice that actually can fit in there. Is there a dice that gets in there? Oh, I'm not sure yet, but if you really want to see how it works, look, 26, 6, 2, 2, 6, 6, 22, 6, the universal count, counts for cards, counts for the queen, counts for the dog, counts for God. It also counts for the dice, because this is the 2 creates a maximum of 6. How does the 2 create 6? Okay, well, first of all, in the first digital world, or digit world, all life, angel life, alpha spirit life, maybe. This 2 represents the maximum 6, but there's many things, because in the secondary world, the 2 can do other things. Because if one world's at a 90-degree angle, the other world's got to be square. If one's at 90 degrees, the other's got to be square. If one is square, it's got to be at 90 degrees. And it opens up. And that's one of the reasons for the honeycomb and the bee's nest, because it basically works like that. Okay? I wish I had my paper on me. It's like, you ever see that crazy glue commercial where the guy's holding his hat and he's stuck to the post at the top and his arms are out and his legs are out? Well, his legs that are out, there's a guy right next to him also stuck to the pole up there. And his arms are out also. And his legs. And then below him, right, the 2 legs, they have another piece of metal they've put between their legs now. Now the guy below is stuck to it. And they just keep doing that all the way down. And what does that do? It's a transporter of spirit. That's what it does. The spirit is everywhere. It's connected everywhere. It's the same length or measurement as the roulette board. The shapes of the letters, well, take a look inside those letters. Because inside those letters, okay, are eggs. They're all lying down. Take a look at the roulette with eggs. They're all lying down. But wait, 0 and 00 make 38 bets on the wheel. We'll speak about that later. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the 6 and we're going to invite, okay, the mother into this world. And the mother's a little crooked. That's the way it goes. That 2 fits between the 6 there. And now you got 26. Why 6, 22, 6? Because in the other world, the 6 is up here, okay? And where's, and, hold on a second. I'm getting with you, I'm getting with you, I'm getting with you, I'm getting with you. 6, 22, 6. Because one of them, okay, gets turned sideways and fits in between here, and the other one doesn't turn sideways. Look where it goes. It goes the other way. It ends up, hold on a second, let me put down these dice. It goes, hold on a second, which dice am I turning? Here. Oh, I can't, I'm looking in the camera, and it's basically like this, but the 6 dice is the 6 dice is this way, okay? So she's going to have to sit in there this way. That's why you get the dots on all the points. So every time she hits a dot, right? Every time this one hits a dot, let's count, okay? She goes from here to here is 1. Then she goes to 2. Then she goes to 3. And then she goes to 4. Now you've made 8 dots. 2 has created 8, but there ain't no 8 dice. So this is the way we're going to do it. 5 and 1 is 6. Now the opposite of the 1 is 6, and the opposite of the 5 is 2. Hold on a second. Wrong. 5 and 1 is 6, okay? 5 and 1 is 6, okay? Boy, am I dumb. 5 and 1 is 6, okay? Now, the opposite side of the 1 is a 6, and the opposite side of the 5 was a 2. You have 8. Or, it's 6. Go play craps at the casino. They pay the same thing. 6 and 9. 4 and 10 don't. Because in 4 and 10, one of the dice, you don't have a 10, but you do have a 4. Okay? You need 2 dice to make the 10. Why? Because a 10 is a combination of many things, but in this case, we'll say it's angel and man. 4 and 6 is 10. You see, in the game of life, you cannot have a 3 and a 7 because there is no 7. Not only that, if you take a look at the 3 card, it has no corners, so it has no angles. It only has a straight line, but no angles, so it creates no angel, so there's no connection, there's no smoke, there's no fire. How does this all get connected? You see, Mercury works its way through Pluto, and Pluto uses its moon and transporter, okay, for the elemental life, the electricity. What you don't think we can be transported? Of course we could. Our electronics can be transferred. Our bodies really cannot. We regain the same substance somewhere else, but we cannot go anywhere else unless the substance is ready to take our electronics, and the electronics include taking our body with it, meaning we dissolve from one area, we go back into space and take up the occupied space, and we reappear in another area, configuring that we actually moved when we didn't move at all. The only thing that happened is the energy flows from one area and was projected in another area. Why? Because we're in little schoolhouses, we're little angels playing a game, and the rule is you cannot enter into the game. The only way to get into the game is through your avatar. You have to convince your avatar of everything you want him to do. You even have to conflict with him inside his dreams. But what I think is that when we sleep down here, our angel that's playing us is up there. Oh, don't worry, we're not far behind. The reason why there's eggs all over the 36 numbers and even on the 0 and 00, but the 00 and 0 shows a little house at the top. And the reason they're eggs is because we're born into every single number. That means when life ends, because there's an egg everywhere, life don't end at all. We just become in another, what do you want to say it? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Holy fuck, I think the chicken came first this time. But you all know that we all do come from eggs. First our mothers have the eggs, and then the sperm goes into the egg. And I think, everybody says they just poke a hole, right? I think they do this. Turn inside out. That way there's actually nothing breaking at all. Yeah, and then when we're babies, we're like in this bubble inside our mother. Bubble, egg. What makes it an egg? Because there's a chicken in it? Chickens come out yellow at first, right? Man turns yellow. Where was I? Yeah, we were also talking about the something that might happen, like I said, 66 days, June 12th of this year, 66 days, the number 66. If they want to use the 77th day, they're going to have to use, I think, May 24th plus 6, and 4 is 10. May 25th, about, that would be 11 days before. No, that would be too close for them anyways. I think 6622 would work because 66 would be what they say F and F, and that means business, right? In this province of Quebec, FF means business. So they mean business. Okay, 66 days. Happening 22 days before, what happens, that actually means life. So the business they have right now is going to be about life. So they mean big business about life. So now we have it in the month of June, which is the month of man. So they really mean business, because now we're in the month of June. That's for Jack. Jack and July. Jack and Jill. Jack is us. So they have something up for us because it's in our month. 12 is alpha beta. It's our angel mother code, more or less. First of all, the 12th letter is an L. It means her. So what they're doing is for her. Okay. The 6th month is an F, LF. Lewis, funny, not a joke. Why do I say Lewis, funny, not a joke? It's something to do with my family. Lewis. It's Jerry Lewis and mixture of my father. And this is not a joke. And neither was my father's initials are the same thing. So this is not a joke either. LF 2012, 20 and 12. So this is what we're going to do. Let me see. 91st day, 92nd day of the year, 100, and I'm just trying to figure out June 12th, take away 20, 186, 176, 166, 164th day of the year. Oh my God. Man, angel, spirit, Uncle Sam. That's what the number day is. Uncle Sam. June 12th, Uncle Sam. How do I know that? Because the 186th day of the year is July 4th. Man of heaven. Calling of this year. 20 and 12 equals a 5. Passage. There's a slip hole. There's a slide hole into this year. It combines all the numbers. The 1, 2, and the other 2 put together. You see, when you talk about the year, why don't you reflect that on pi? Pi is 3.1415. Or is that the way it is? Or 1514? And that would be 1 point, I said. So here it is, not 2012, but you can also say it's 20.12 or 2.012, depending on what you're going to do with the search of your equation, using it that way. But you can use it all the ways, because the more ways you use it, the more you're going to find. Then you're going to balance it off and find out what's realistic about it. So like I said, so we're looking at the 164th day of the year, 1, 6, and 4. 3 numbers you can make 10 with on the dice, right? 3 dice, okay? 6 is man, okay? 3 and 1. But you can't do this, because this one you can't do on a card. So what you have to do, hold on a second. 2, 3, and 6. W. Beta creation. The reason for the W, okay, is because it's the W that made everything. When you start putting the 2s and the 3s together, and you can use the 5 also because of the way it's designed, 2, 3, and 5, Freedom 55. It's the way it's actually set up. When you put 2, 3, and 5 together, how can I tell you this? Let me look at it for a second. What was I thinking? What it does is 2, 3, and 5 is right. It's I want to be able to show this properly. Beta creation, and we're the 5. Okay. Otherwise, if it was the 6, right? Beta creation and man. It's an expression, the 6. 11 means Uncle Sam. But I like to show Uncle Sam this way, because this is more direct. Because the 4, okay, just going to show you something. The corners have to be the same. See the way all the corners are the same? This works. 6 and 5, 11. Spirit of angel and man. That's Uncle Sam, S-A-M, Spirit, Angel, Man. 12th of June. It's very funny that a friend of mine was born in the, he was born on this. He was born on a fixture angel. His birthday is like perfect. 164, perfect angel. 1 every 4 years. It's perfect. This dice, okay, whatever way you turn it, if you turn it this way, it automatically becomes 4 corners, 8 corners. You only have to do it twice. Okay. Spirit, angel, and man. They all match the 4 corners, all your corners. Listen, in your final trinity, right? Did I ever show you this? I did this about 7 years ago when it first happened. Those three numbers, spirit, angel, man, is right here. Here's your tree, rooted to the ground. This is a club. This is the club mind. The angel, the man, the spirit. You're the spirit. You're also the man. Because on one side of the dice is a 1, and on one side of the dice it's a 6. Because within you, to yourself, you are the spirit. You are the spirit of man. Because you're you. And if you don't treat yourself properly, something's going to happen. And it ain't going to be good, and it ain't going to be my fault. It'll always be our own faults. So this time it'll be your fault. Because anytime we find a risk to blame it on somebody else, we should have asked ourselves, what happened that I put myself into that situation? Or it was by chance or whatever it is. Well, then accept it by chance, I guess. So I made this whole, it's a little bit different. Number Jack, number 4, it's unfinished. King Jack, you see the King Jack? 10 Commandments, walking up to heaven. You see the little devil? See the devil's tail? Because you don't know where you're actually going. Then there's another tail here and another tail here. But the other tail comes off an ace. I put 2 suns in here. Wait a second. Again, 2 suns. I mean, what else can we look at? 2 suns, Arizona. Like, go figure. Like, what else can we talk about? I know there is. Oh, yes. The alphabet, for sure. Hey, one thing you don't want to say when you're getting on a plane, hi, Jack. I'm going to tell you why I said that. Just about anybody can say this, but I got a reason. Hi, H-A. The sound of the H starts with an A. It belongs to the A family. The H can be turned sideways looking like an I because they're cousins with each other. They are the same. And that's why the Jack of Hearts and the Jack of Spades and the King of Diamonds only has one I, because of the representation is, can I say bipartisan? What a funny word that is. Oh my God, I lost myself. Wow. A. Oh yes, H. Okay. So we said, hi, Jack on a plane, big deal. Well, let's break it down. J, okay, we got a reason for the J. It's in the A family. A K. K sounds like A in the A family, so we have hi, Jack. Pretty simple, right? I'm going to go one step further. Who are we? Give me a letter. What? Give me a letter. Angel resident. Let me hear it in the E world. Angel resident. I want to hear it in the E world. R. Sounds with an A, right? So we're just going to put it at the end of the hijacker, and it'll be a hijacker. Do you understand? Hijack, hijacker. The AR goes at the end. We now have a hijacker, all produced out of the letter A. So if you think these words weren't chosen purposely to fit in our world that way, you better turn back the dial and listen to me again. If possibly the governments do have a way underneath into this world, our whole complete dictionary must be thrown out. Poof. I mean, we're already mixed up, and when you go to court, they're already using new words, the Latter-day Saints. That's where I'm coming from. You know, when I went to court many years ago, the judge says, how do you plead? I says, well, Honor, I says, depends on how you saw the whole situation. I was involved, all right, but this is what happened, and this is what happened, and this is what happened. So the lawyer goes over and says to me, he says, you're telling it like it is, boy? I go, yes, sir. Judge looks at me and he says, okay, we believe you. You've been a good boy. Why should we put you in jail? Screw you up like we screwed everybody else up. Well, why don't you go home, old boy, and lock yourself up a big doobie? Because time for peace and liberty, my friends. Time for peace and liberty, my friends. But the first thing you must know is celebrations must actually, in the matter of the way we do it now, they must cease to exist. You must relearn what it means to celebrate. So you don't get drunk like a skunk and ravel over everybody. Tell people to watch out for you. Make sure they take you away so nobody gets into trouble. We will cause the trouble. We are the trouble. For the bad side, the ugly side, and for the good, we are the trouble to all sides until we make a right path and the road opens. And it opens for everybody. Would you like me to show you a little bit about liberty? Well, liberty is about this. One side doesn't want liberty. They want something else. Or let's say, hold on a second. The top side doesn't like this law. The bottom side likes this law. They're fighting this law. Well, this is what happens in liberty. This is the way it stays. There's a distance in between the two sides. At one point, we all meet over here, right over here. But otherwise than that, this is the way liberty has to be. There are boundaries, and we must put them on ourselves, because when we stand in for the new declaration of what independence is actually all about, so we can understand it from one person to the next and not have to go through lawyers and waste our time in court. Not only the money, but the money isn't more than the time that they can't be doing something more pleasurable, taking it with inside the mind. Do you know what causes cancer half the time? Your mind. Do you know what puts you to sleep? Your mind. Do you know what wakes you up in the morning? Your mind. And everything you do has to do with your mind. If you have to go to the bathroom, if you don't have it in your mind to bring toilet paper, have it all, you're wiping your ass with your hands. And then biting your fingernails or pissing on them, whatever you want. Sorry for the vulgar, but it's all us. We always have to watch ourselves. But you know what? Me? You want to hear my life is basically like this? I drive a little bit faster than the slow guys, but I'm slower than the fast ones. But not only am I a little bit slower and faster than some, I seem to watch out for everybody behind me, even on the other side of the road. I've got my head everywhere, and writing at the same time, of course, on the telephone, not so likely. But our visions, our envisions, our words we speak, what our children say at 5 years old is what and how they may proceed when they're 10 years old, and what is next when they're 15 years old. Anyways, it's not for me to tell anybody, but I'm going to tell you one thing. These pills almost killed me. I went from like this scissors. I was a little bipolar up here like this, okay? And I was handling it okay, but they say, you know, if you go too bipolar, you get depression. Depression is put upon when you take a high and you force it or let it go to a low. If you catch it, you do not have to consistently have that strong medication. One hospital gives me 300 milligrams. The other gave me 9. By the time I reached the 9th, I wasn't sleeping at night and I was seeing fish on my floor. And I knew they weren't there. I knew I was dreaming, and I'd get up and I'd look on the floor and there were fish there, and they were ugly motherfuckers. They didn't want to give me any Ativan because they thought it was best I don't get addicted. Well, I tell them, why don't you stop me from smoking and drinking? It's okay. I drive fast and I rock hard. I says, want to stop me from anything else? I'm not destroying anything. The only thing I have destroyed in the last 7 years is this. My 2 friends. I light it up and it starts writing me down. I'm always writing myself up when I'm a little high. I've got more to say when I'm high than when I'm not high. When I'm not high, I don't feel so good. You think that's because I smoke some of the time, most of the time, or all of the time? No, I don't think so. I tried it, but they put me so much. I was in depression. I was fucked. Oh my God, it's the worst thing in the world. I know I'd have a better bite on it now if it happens again, but it's chemical. It's definitely chemical, because the odd time I get it down for like 30 seconds, it's like the worst feeling in the world. Even though if it's going to be going away, it's insane. You know, so I know the depression is reality, you know. So, but this stuff put me right into it. I couldn't sleep at night. I was scared. And it happened again last year because I got all whacked out. And I started, it's not that I was taking more of it. I just couldn't relax. To make me relax, they started giving me this. Started having anxiety again. So this wasn't exactly what it is, but anyways, I haven't gotten it really since. Or actually, I shouldn't lie, I barely get it at all. Those highs, and I make sure that I know what I have to take now. I know what the pineal gland says. The pineal gland says, tonight we will take this amount. And then it says to me, if we start with this amount, we must continue with this amount. And I say, yes, sir, pineal gland. I said, what do I do first? He says, what do you think? Light up a joint? He says, when you're feeling a little tired, pop one of these and go to bed. Wake up in the morning, you feel like $1 million. What else do I have to say? Didn't I say? I didn't say. I know there's something I was missing. I definitely missed something. Anyways, let me take a look at one thing. H-I-J-K-E-R. Okay, now listen to this. You know what's funny? In the word joker, right? Okay, there is the R, and the R is the only letter that presents itself on the keyboard on the third level. And it stands next to the Queen because she's created the Hydro-Quebec sign energy, the 23W, which is not a W. It's two V's together because in French it says double V, two V's, but two V's together in Spanish change to a B. And then it ends up telling you about the two sides of life or the life of man and angel. And then you get the E-World Pass, the angel resident transmission of the Y, which the Y is actually the M and it splits between man and angel, but the Y is up there and it's split. If you go to one level below, where the D, F, G, H, J, K, L, that whole level is insane. Angel Spirit Delta, man, February, gates of heaven, Jack, King, Queen. The L is a queen. It's the 90-degree angle. Now, I don't know if I told you this before when my video cassette shut down. The Magen David, okay, if you take two pyramids and pop them on top of each other, it turns into the Magen David. Can you see it? 3 lines and 3 lines. Well, why don't you take that same thing and chop it up into lines only? What do you get? You get a 120-degree angle, which is the Mercedes sign. If you just give it one turn, it becomes the Magen David, 60 degrees each. 6 man is 6x, 60 degrees. 6 by 6, 360 degrees, 6 points. What's in the center of the 6 points? The honeycomb. Honeycomb man, honeycomb man. 6 on the outside, 1 on the inside. That's man. That's why you got the honeycomb inside the Magen David. It's not only that, if you turn that honeycomb, you can actually look at it as being the chalice. And not only that, I found in roulette that in the center of roulette, in fact, in more than one place in roulette, there are places that create the chalice on the roulette. So now if I knew where the chalice was, I can use the roulette game to find out what the numbers all mean. On the chalice that I've never seen, but if somebody tells me the basics of it, I can tell you the rest of the story. Because I'm missing some of the tools. I need the chalice. I need to see it. I need to see it. For some reason, I look online, but I need somebody else to make a choice. Because if I make a choice based on my own choice, then my choice is not going to be outside my thinking range, I guess. That's why outside my thinking range, you know what I do? My mother says, what do you do that for? I go, Ma, can't figure it out. I just do the opposite. Figured it out that way. Didn't know what the opposite was, but when I got to the opposite, it wasn't something I was thinking of. There you go. Onto the other side of the world. Ooh. Okay. June 12th, my friend. Not only that, I was telling you something about this, and I never finished because I got lost. This has to do with 1973. That's what the corners are. One corner, Mercury. One corner, Pluto. One corner, Uranus. One corner, Earth. Who's in the center? These are the corners. We don't live in the corner planet. There's no, you think we live off in a corner of the universe? Is that the way they would say it? You're in the corner. Wouldn't we be completely, because an Orion, apparently, or an onion, I call it, the way it's made, right? You can be sort of off on this side, but you'd be in the center, but the onion core is off, is not center. Are we like that? Is something like that? Or maybe that's our direct ombre or whatever it is. So what would we have next? We have Jupiter, okay, Venus and Neptune. Okay, now they're not in the corners unless you turn the dice sideways. You see how it's still up there? In the top corner, in the bottom corner, in the side corner. You know what I'm saying? Top, bottom corner, side corner. Top side, left side. Anyways, so now you have the 10 is Neptune and Venus, and Venus has no moon, so Neptune will use her moons to transmit what it needs to. And what does Neptune transmit? It's energy, of course. That's why the sky is blue. Take a look at the night sky. Take a look at all the colors. Take a look. Maybe you'll go play pool one day and they'll show you another color and a stripe on the ball. They'll show you some pockets. Watch where all the diamond markings are. Because whatever you see and wherever you go forever and ever, it'll always be something, right? Have I ever showed you, did I show you this part 2 and 6? Was it this video 2 and 6? One of the reasons 622.6 is because 2 of this world and that 2 and this 6 and that 6 connecting the 2 worlds, 622.6. 11 and 11, right? 22, 6 man. Mayan calendar, 25/6/25. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. You can go 5 by 5 by 5 by 5 times 41, which is the Mediterranean, equals 25/6/25. Or you can take man. Did I do this already? Because I'm doubling up on this stuff. I'm going to stop. Man is 20.5. If you add 5125, which is the short count of the Mayan calendar, you get 25,625. Why is man 20.5? Because he can't be 21. 21 is a whole equation. Blackjack. It's telling you the whole story. Man has to be one level. He's partnered up with somebody. He's 20.5, and the other one is 20.5. That makes 41. So you get the whole Monopoly board. Plus 1, that's us, the Mediterranean. And the 41st roll of the game into Monopoly is the Mediterranean. And the 43rd is the Baltic. 4 and 3 is 7. It means 1. 41 and 1 go together. I just can't express myself enough, but China or whoever owns that Baltic, no one can ever control the Baltic, and no one can ever control the Mediterranean. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. This cannot happen. This cannot happen. It can't happen. Not by man. Okay? There is something tied underneath between the two. It's like the beginning and the end. And what is in between the two? Take a look at your Monopoly board. What's in between the Mediterranean and the Baltic? You get 1 in 3. 1 in 3 is spirit creation, and then you go around again. You follow me? 1, Mediterranean, 2, 3, Baltic. You go all the way around, okay? And you got the Mediterranean again. From Baltic all the way around to the Mediterranean is 38. Is that right? 38. 3 by 8 is 24. 2 plus 4, 2 times 4, 8 and 6, 14. 1 and 4 is 5, and that's the creation passage of 2014. Did anybody understand why 2014? Because this is how it is. There's 5 on this side, and I've showed you many times. Okay, there's 5 on all the sides except for this side and this side, which will both create 7. 4 sides at 5 is 20. 2 sides at 7 is 14. Now there's 4 sides, okay, that when added together, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's, how can I say it? Oh boy, see, I was running too quick. Anyways, you still have the 5s, right? So all these 5s, and this is a 5, because all that happens is these double up. They always keep doubling up till everything is a 7. So everything is always going to be a 7. 7 and 7 is 14. What I'm getting to next is which month? Well, the month is the month of Jack. Jack, angel, spirit, 4 and 6 total is 10. That's why April and June are very important this year. If something doesn't happen in April, June it may will. And I'm just saying it like this because it comes out in the numbers, and I really never do this, eh? I really don't do this, but somebody asked me at that number and it comes out on his goddamn birthday. So it's, you know, it's a little bit different than you know, me going into it and doing it on my own. So what happens is you got 4 sides of the dice. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. You have 4 seasons in the year. I mean, I can tell you any story, but 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 10. So you have the 4th date of the 10th month because it took angel and man, 4 and 6, to become the 10th month. And then to create man all in its own, because man is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from up at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 for the angel, 4 for man, 1 each, get the passage, make it 5, 5, freedom 55. They're in the foxhole up on Jupiter, and I still can't stay away from Jupiter. You see, if they say we're to the side, you know, to the side, if they say we're to the side, then we're definitely on Saturn. But if they say we're in the center, okay, something would be a little bit off. I don't think we could be to the center because we have to approach all the planets in a certain way, as to the same way that your keyboard would be set up here or your telephone. The planets have to be something like that. That's all. This whole thing here is an expression. Why do they have the star key where the numbers are? Since when do you need that key there? You know what I'm saying? Or is that a division key? Does the star key means it's a division? So they told us right from the beginning the star is a division? Is that what it was? Or the slash? You know what I'm saying? We have the answers, especially you mathematicians and anybody else that's in astrology right now. You all have the answer, you guys. A lot more than me. I can see it now. You just have to apply the right method. Smoke a joint. Stop following that bullshit. I'm not a smoker. I'm not this. Start doing some things you normally wouldn't do that wouldn't hurt anybody. Just to break down and be a little bit of everything. Instead of, oh, I'm perfect here. But you're not perfect here. You may as well be a little bit of everything. Relax. Take it easy, man. Relax. Go have a beer. Raphael, 7286. Can I end it like this? Did I mention Ron Paul? Did I mention Ron Paul? The guy wants 4 years. For all of you who don't know Ron Paul, who don't want to listen to me. I'm 50. If you're 50 and you know better, well, now you got some years with me. Okay? But listen to this. Okay? Ron Paul is protecting the borders of the U.S. completely. But he's not putting it subject to the people to lose their liberty. He is pulling out from all these nations because there's no nation that he sits in right now. Out of 900 of them, there's maybe 3 of them that he can stay because they're so fucked up in the head. But they can pull out of the other 900. You know why they put the people there? In case. Because every time a war goes on, okay, the bankers make trillions of dollars. This is all about money, my friends. Money, 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 money. Money's a god in this world. 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 Nicotine is pretty much to the second god in this world. Second god in this world, nicotine. Alcohol, the third god. Alcohol, the third god. Gotta be excited as the fourth god because the Fourth Amendment. Gotta be excited as the fourth god. Gotta be excited as the fourth. What about the fifth god? Oh my god, my car, my money, my wife. Oh my god, what am I? Money is the god. Shut up, don't say anything. You don't have money, you're not eating. You're trying to find a way. Money is something that brings what two do not have to an area where both can get at it. But for some reason, there's something about evolution and inflation that I'm just not too keen on. And I think there's a problem in an area where we always think we have to have more and more. Therefore, we need more and more. And if you're going to lend something out, you want to get something for it. So when you're lending money out, something that has no value, in all actuality, you're getting something from somebody else, but are you making him poorer? If the system was like a trickle system, like you open the tap and the money goes all the way around to the people that need it, like in a spiral, and it goes right through the bottom, and the next 24 hours comes and it goes all the way around again and it feeds everybody, it goes right back to the top. Too easy for you guys? Well, it has to start that way. There's got to be a simpler way. I'm not talking because whatever's happening, like I don't think there's more than maybe 20 people in Montreal that have too much money. That's what I think. Maybe 100 people. Okay, well, they should have less. Okay, you don't like me anymore because you should have less. You don't even need it. They don't even need it. They're not creating jobs. You don't need to create jobs. Create your own jobs. If we were fed, we will use our minds or go to a school and pay with our own money to create our own jobs. We need to get the initial income from somewhere. And then eventually we break off from this. We have to invent one of these where we can all stick pieces into here, right? We're all hanging off of here. We need get a little juice. You can keep on going. You know what I'm saying? But we all want this in our pocket. Mine, 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 mine. But there's only one money. And if the banks keep taking it and they don't give it out, the money has to continuously flow like a river, like the Colorado, Mississippi. If it doesn't flow, my friends, something will get stagnant. And it ends up to be the person who needs it and not the person who has it. Raphael 7286, only Ron Paul has established this. And you should look at nothing else. Do you know what I see? If Ron Paul just completely knocks out the bankers and pay them nothing, knock out the debt from the Americans down to maybe $15 trillion or $8 trillion, next year, no debt at all, because we're going to pay from what it is. We're going to figure out a way to feed our faces. We don't have to go to China. It's not cheaper in China if we have to pay those who are unemployed. Just keep it here. What's wrong with making the downtown store your own? Yes, you can buy a few things, but the more you buy from out of town, the more you put a strain on everybody else. It just shouldn't work that way because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Some quota system, does quota always work? Well, you know what? You can say to every family, listen, if we have 9 babies, in 20 years from now, we're going to have 40 billion people on this planet. We know the earth can't pass a certain amount, so let's keep it down to 2. But then it's pretty funny. Oh my God, for the people that, what about that angel who wants to come on down? Come on down, angel. Well, don't worry about that. Someone will die. He'll take his place. You know what I'm saying? We don't die. We don't. We don't. Not in my world. The only thing that buzzes me out is thinking about, oh my God, from closing my eyes to opening my eyes in Judgment Day. We are judged every time we think that we're going to be judged up there. So we have been prejudged by ourselves. So when we get up there, we may not have to sit that long in Judgment Day. Some of us will be getting our wings right away because God knows we've judged ourselves most of our life. But still, it's nice to go over your past life. Sure, turn on the video, invite a couple of dead friends over. Ha ha! What's on TV? MrTacpans, Raphael 7286. I think Ron Paul is the only one for 4 years. Give him a shot, my friends. Watch this, your taxes will go down. And within 10 years, my friends, you won't even remember. Within 2 years of this guy's in, you will see total, there's going to be destruction. Not caused by him. Let him come in. They're coming to destruct them anyways. Let him come in. Let Ron Paul wins. There's going to be destruction anyways. But like I said, the reason for October 4th, 2014, and that's my birthday too. They always work out to the numbers I want, right? I can explain every single number. I'm born on the 276th day of the year. 2, 7, and 6, or actually 2 times 76. Spirit of man twice. I got sick on 555. I'm born on 410. I was born at 835. Perfect, eh? The Earth of Jupiter and Neptune. The blue skies of Neptune. There's a chance, there's a real good chance, okay, that, I don't know if this would work out. I don't think I don't. Is there a possibility? Is Neptune big enough to hold Saturn? Like we just slip ourselves in there and, ooh, look, smell those gases, eh? Is that why we have all this gas and oil? Is that because of Neptune connected directly? But then what happened to Jupiter? Well, there's a chance that Jupiter might be the balancing board for the four planets here and the four planets here. Jupiter, according to my calculation, maybe we can't be on it, is because Jupiter is holding up 8 planets. Definitely is. I think they're holding up Mercury, no, Venus, Neptune, Mars, Saturn are on one, and Mercury, Pluto, Uranus, and Earth are on the other one, and Jupiter's in the center, holding it up like the horses above your kid's bed. Wow, 50 minutes. I think I said enough. Raphael 7286. Come on, guys. You watch the video. Just press like or don't like. It's pretty easy. Either I was all right out here or I stank. 7286.